A wizard tower.
Return of Gelu review.
Nice wolf armor, by the way. Hey! Lion Hero. He is going to be a special guest in this Terraria series.
Greetings, comrades. This is 88 Gelu, here with yet another Skyrim character build. Now, after this, unfortunately, we are going to no longer have any more character builds for quite a while, as I only have 3 characters. However, soon I might be able to do the sorcerer, hopefully. So, now that we're done with that, on with the actual video. So firstly, what you'll notice about the Warlock, obviously, he's wearing Daedric armor. And as to be expected, he can shoot fireballs. Now, to be a bit more specific, let's go through the different skills. The main skill tree for a Warlock is, firstly, Destruction. You're going to want to go all the way up to Master, and then also to only get the perk upgrades for Fire, as Fire is the only destruction magic that is your essential destruction magic. I would also recommend getting dual casting, as dual casting is actually pretty effective when it comes to destruction magic. If you want, you can get intense flames. I just don't use it because if my opponents start running away, it's harder to get them. The next skill tree is Conjuration. Now also, you're going to want to go up to Master. As you've noticed, I haven't yet, but I'm pretty close. And you're going to want to be able to only go up the Atronach line up till Twin Souls, because the main conjuration of a Warlock is a Flame Atronach and summoning Dramoras. So, I think I might as well demonstrate that now. Not that it's really necessary. And with the Twin Souls, you can conjure 2 Atronachs without it destroying one. You're also going to want Command Daedra, Soul Trap, and if you want, you could also use Conjured Weapons. So now back into the skill tree we go. Conjured Weapons, it's not really required, it's optional. There's, so far I've figured 2 optional things for the Warlock. The reason that you might want Conjuration is, 1, it conjures Daedric weapons, so it's still very Warlock-like. I just don't imagine most Warlocks, or even most mages, except for if they're spell swords, to be going around hacking people with weapons. They're more likely to be, if they're gonna go into close combat, just summon a creature like a Daedra to do the dirty work for you. The optional tree is Illusion. Now, if you do take Illusion, also you could go up to Master if you want, but mainly you want this stuff: Rage, Aspect of Terror, Hypnotic Gaze. You don't really need this stuff that calms people down, because Warlocks are generally all about chaos. Now moving on, like everything else, you're going to want to get full in enchanting on everything except for this. Soul Siphon. Death blows to creatures but not people trap 5% of the victim's soul, recharging the weapon. 1, if you have Soul Trap, you really don't need this. 2, you're not really going to be, as I said, hacking people up with weapons, so no real need. Also, if you're not planning on using stabs every now and then, you don't really need Soul Squeezer, which just increases the recharge. Now, another thing that you'll need is smithing. You want to get at least up to Daedric with your Warlock. Now, what I suggest for the armor is mainly to go with robes until you get to Orcish armor, and then try as fast as you can to get the Archmage's robes. Once you have those, use them until you get up to Daedric armor, and then switch to that. Once again, dragon armor in this is optional. So now we have heavy armor. Until you get up to the Daedric armor, I would suggest staying away from everything except for Juggernaut and Fist of Steel. Once you do, I like to go for Cushioned and then Condition, mainly because carrying capacity is a problem with characters who don't really have a lot of stamina, and Cushion because I generally die from falling off heights. And that is it. So now we can go into the stat arrangement. Generally what you want out of is to go magic, health, magic, health. So 2 points in magic to 1 point in health. I recommend that you stop around, say, 400 in base magic if you can get there. But you don't have to. Once again, this is all optional and just a suggestion on a character build. So, now let's move on to equipment. As I already said, you're going to want to have Daedric gear. Also, I'll get to enchantments afterwards. If you choose to have a weapon, you're definitely going to want to have a staff. But stabs don't last that long because they require soul gems, so once again, I don't often go for those. Now, the enchantments you're going to want are to be more Warlock-like, you could go for fire resistance, but in the more mage-like category, you're going to definitely want Magicka regen, Fortify Magicka, maybe a little Fortify health, because you generally won't have a tremendous amount of life, and until you get Daedric armor, you're going to get killed off a lot, or at least I have. And then also Fortify Destruction, or Fortify Destruction / Magicka regen enchantment, and also optional Fortify Conjuration or Fortify Conjuration / Magicka regen. I also went for I almost forgot. Also magic resistance if you can get it. For some reason, none of my gear wanted to have magic resistance on them, so maybe that's either just with Daedric armor or some other reason, but yeah. I also put some carrying capacity on 2 pieces of my gear for the same reason, that generally don't have a lot of stamina. So now we can go into companions and shouts. I don't know if I did shouts last time. I probably didn't. Now, if you want to be more specific, once again, to your type, then a main shout for you could be Fire Breath and Mark of Death. Other than that, I don't really have any suggestions. I don't think generally I will be recommending shouts. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Now, as I said, on to powers and also guilds. Now, the main race for a Warlock, just because it's fitting in more than one way, is the Dark Elf. One, just because they look the part of a Daedra better than most of the other races, And also, they have a big fire resistance, and their once per day special power creates a big aura of fire around them, which hurts nearby enemies. The recommended companion would be someone who can tank and who's really good at close range, which is why I have Lydia. And last... oh wait, no, I forgot transformations. Then there's also the whole whether you want to be a werewolf or a vampire. Now, I did accidentally become a werewolf with this guy because I was a part of the companions. But generally, you would want to go with Warlock. Once again, because it's more fitting and just a little more demonic. And Warlocks are known to be mages of chaos, destruction, and demons. Then, lastly, we have guilds. For the guilds, your main guild is going to be the College of Winterhold, for you to be able to improve your magical abilities and get the Archmage's robes. After that is going to be the Dark Brotherhood, so you can get Shadowmere, who is a nightmare, which is the perfect mount for a Daedra. Well, not Daedra, but for a Warlock. Because he is immune to fire, so you can also improve your destruction skill points by using your fire spells on him. And also because killing people for money sounds kind of like a warlocky thing to do. So, yeah guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm just gonna think over a little bit to see whether I left anything else out. Nope, don't think so. So, yeah guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about this, or if I forgot something, or if you have some other suggestion, please put it in the comments. So yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. Goodbye. Bye.